So we have like different ideas to make other things, not just like broadcasts of games and everything. So is that a good idea? Like, why haven't you guys done other, like other areas, not just games?
I think uh, musical events are a great possibility. Um, One of the things you'll discover in broadcasting is the whole copyright issues. So, for example, let's take Rent last year. Could a student broadcasting group have filmed Rent and maybe put it on the web live or put it up as a movie? The answer is no, because the rights to that play are securely owned by the people who wrote the play, and they would not give that kind of permission to the high school. So now, someone who wrote a song that will be sung in a choir concert will say, yeah, you can do that, but you're going to pay me some money. So there's all levels from absolutely not to yes, but pay me money to okay, go ahead now that you've asked permission. Go ahead, just go ahead because you're a school. And so those are issues that come into play when we get into performances, performing arts.
Hello.
Bianca, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Okay.
All right. Well, I have a question. I was wondering if you've done any stories that have actually had a bad effect, like they were sad stories that you've ever done.
What kind of stories?
Like if you'd ever done a sad story, I guess, like that, maybe about the teen killings with drinking. I guess some of those stories in
Well, when I
Naperville.
was a journalist, I did many sad stories like that. When I wrote for a newspaper, and tough thing was to be sent to the home of, say, the individual who just tragically passed away. We had a couple of teenagers in Wheaton many years ago who were killed in a car crash, and the newspaper editor sent us out right away, within hours after it was known, to go to the families and ask for pictures of the kids and to get reaction. And it seemed like a terrible thing to do. I did it because it was my job, and actually it turned out to be, for this particular family, a catharsis. They wanted to talk about the kid they just lost. They wanted the world to know what a great kid this was. And I ended up spending a couple hours with the family. So those are stories that are tough to do as a journalist, but sometimes they work out.
That's good. Did you graduate here at West High?
No, I didn't go to West High. I grew up in Oak Park, Illinois.
So how are you involved with the West East documentary that they're filming?
Oh, this is an exciting project. This is the oldest football rivalry in the state of Illinois, East Aurora versus West Aurora. And we have had a wonderful opportunity to get some film and photographs and all kinds of memorabilia, like old sweaters and pennants, and dating way back, 116 years worth of information. And we're putting it together. And a videographer here who graduated from West High, Mike Meyer, is doing the documentary. He's getting some assistance from West Aurora, from East Aurora, and also from the Aurora Historical Society. We're very much in need of funding because this kind of a hour-long documentary takes a lot of time and a lot of money. So if you have a few bucks in your pocket, we'll take it to help fund the documentary, or anybody else. They can contact me, and I'll get them to the historical society that actually is collecting funds for this project.
What other things are you guys doing to like raise funds for that?
We're asking our alumni to kick in, and we've raised several $1,000s so far, but we've also had alumni contribute material that nobody knew existed. For many, many years, up until the 1950s, the East-West game was played on a neutral site called Heard's Island, which is right in the middle of the Fox River, just kind of south of the downtown area. And thousands of people came out on Thanksgiving Day. That's when it was played, in the cold and the snow sometimes. And they put bales of hay out for the people so they wouldn't be standing in the snow. And the very last game that was played on Heard's Island, a young man from East Aurora High School broke his leg, and the coaches felt sorry for him, so they gave him the game film. And he's obviously, you know, a senior citizen now, but he saw our publicity about it, and he called the Historical Society and said, hey, how would you guys like to have the whole film from the final game on Heard's Island? And now that's been donated to the Historical Society, and I'm sure Mr. Meyer will have parts of that in his documentary whenever he gets it done.
So I heard about the documentary from the our Historical Society newsletter, but do you guys have like other ways that you guys are letting people in Aurora know about the documentary?
Yes, we've had some articles in the newspaper, and I also have the ability to put information on the website. So there's actually, when you go to the school district website, right there on the front page is a little 1-minute video promotion that Mr. Meyer put together. So you can't miss it. It's right there. And we've also sent emails out to thousands of alumni telling them about it.
Hi. Speaking of schools, where did you graduate?
From high school?
Yeah.
Oak Park High School in Oak Park, Illinois.
But how much does it cost for a student to come to high school here?
It costs $8,400 for a student, for the expenses of one student in School District 129 this year to go to school. That's how much the taxpayers are paying per student.
Well, how does that break down? Like, with expensives?
Well, it breaks down in salaries. We have obviously hundreds of teachers, bus drivers, food service workers, custodians, staff members. So there's the bulk of it would be in salaries. But then we also own and operate 20 plus buildings, 21 buildings, and we have to heat those. We have to cool them. We have to maintain them. So we own about 50 buses. How many miles? Well, I'll just tell you. We drive 500,000 miles a year, busing about 6,000 students to and from school every day. And that costs money.